Good morning, boys and girls. Well, we have our skeleton here today to help us out with the next day of the human body systems that we're going to be learning about over the next couple of months. So yesterday, your video talked about several of the different systems that we have in our body, which includes organs and the specific functions that kind of group different organs together. So that includes, do you remember some of the specific systems that you learned about? Well, the skeletal system is the system of bones that provides support for your body. Any others? Muscular system is all of the muscles in your body. We also had respiratory system, which helps you breathe. Digestive system, which helps you to digest your food and release it. And the nervous system that gives you the sensations to be able to know what to do and what you're hearing and taking in. So those are some of the systems in the body that we're going to get into. We'll start today with specifically the muscular system. So your muscular system is comprised of several different types of muscles. There are voluntary muscles and involuntary muscles. Now, what do you think voluntary muscles are? Well, to volunteer for something means you're choosing to do it. Nobody's calling on you, you're choosing to. So voluntary muscles are those ones where we are choosing to use them. Like if you are to run and play soccer, that is your choice to move your legs and move your body so that you can play. Or if you're playing basketball, right? You've got a bunch of different parts of your body that are working to play basketball, but it's your choice to make certain moves. It's your choice to walk versus run. Your brain is telling your body to go slow versus going fast. So those are all voluntary muscles, the ones that you probably first think of, like in your arms and your stomach and your legs. Your neck as well. You know, if you're trying to bend over, that's your choice. It's voluntary muscles that are bending. Now, involuntary muscles are the ones that are constantly working no matter what. And you're not telling your body to do those functions. So like your lungs, those are muscles that are constantly helping you breathe. And you don't have to tell your body that. You know, it's been designed so that it is just working on its own. It's involuntary. So referring back, so there are skeletal muscles and smooth muscles and cardiac muscles. Now, skeletal muscles are the ones that are voluntary, that you are choosing to do certain actions, like me hitting you in the face right there. So those are skeletal muscles that are voluntary. Now, smooth muscles are the ones that align your organs, like your lungs and your, well, not your heart, we're going to get into that, but the cardiac muscles are the last ones, which are just for your heart. It's specific muscle cells in your heart only. And we talked about cells yesterday as well, which are the basic building blocks that your organs are made of. Your cells, well, it's the basic building blocks for plants and animals, any living creature. So our body has approximately 650 muscles, 650. And they take up about half of your body weight. So if you weigh, 80 pounds or 75, let's say 75 pounds or 80 pounds, then you'll have about 40 pounds of just pure muscle in your body. So skeletal muscles we'll start with first. They surround the bones of your legs, arm, chest, abdomen, face, and neck. So you've got the bones here that you can see on Mr. Bones. Your arms would be covered in muscle here. And then skin. So the skin is not muscle, but underneath the skin, you've got muscle that surrounds the bones themselves, right? And you have muscle around all of the bones that you have in your body, including your face. So it's not just skin, it's a layer of muscle first. Now, muscles are attached to the bones by tendons. Now, tendons are like a flexible cord a cord of tissue that attaches a muscle to a bone. So you've got tendons that connect the muscle to the bone itself, like a thin cord. So skeletal muscles help to hold the skeleton together. As you can see here, we've got some, man-made joints to keep those together, but your muscles help to keep all of the bones together, and they help with movement. The brain sends a message with the nervous system, which we're going to get into, to different parts of your body to make certain movements, but the muscles actually allow you to do that. So they're voluntary muscles. Skeletal muscles pull bones to move them, but cannot push them back. So they're like pulling on the bones. Because of this, skeletal muscles work in pairs. These pairs are called flexors and extensors. So you've got ones that pull and then another one that pulls in a different direction. Since it's not a pull and push situation, it's one pulling and then the other pulling from direction. So a flexor is a muscle whose contraction bends a limb or other part of the body. Okay? So a flexor bends it. An extensor is a muscle whose contraction extends or straightens a limb or other part of the body. So flexor, extensor. But they're working in pairs. So for example, your biceps and your triceps. When the bicep contracts, the tricep relaxes. Okay? So as you're working this one, the other one relaxes. Your bicep contracts and the tricep relaxes. When the triceps contracts, the bicep relaxes. So they work in pair. Now, one interesting tendon that you have is your Achilles tendon. It's kicking you in the face now. So your Achilles tendon connects your calf muscle, which would be around the bones here, which is the bottom portion of his leg, you see that? And the heel. So calf muscle to the heel. Now, you've probably heard the name Achilles before. You've probably read about him in Greek mythology, or maybe in the Percy Jackson books if you're reading those. So you remember Achilles? So Achilles was a demigod, the son of a mortal man and a sea nymph. Now, his mother held him up by his heels and dipped him into the river Styx for protection. Now, the water in that river had magical powers and was going to protect him from harm. But the heel she was holding him by, she dipped him right in and was holding just this little part, and that part didn't get wet. So that Achilles heel was that one little area that did not get dipped into the water. So in the Trojan battle, he was actually killed by the Trojan prince Paris, and he was killed in that little weak spot, that Achilles tendon right here. So Apollo guided an arrow to hit Achilles in his heel. Apollo helped Paris in doing that. And so now people say an Achilles heel, so it is a tendon, but they call it the Achilles heel, a vulnerable or weak spot that you have. So so I know, like Rihanna, you're a big superhero fan. Every superhero has some sort of weak spot, and whatever that weak spot is, it's their Achilles heel, we would call it, which means it is some way that, as strong as they might be in most areas, there's one spot that they're a little bit weak, not necessarily physically, but just generally, there's something that's a weakness for them. Maybe their family, they love their family so much. So the Achilles heel is that spot named after Achilles because it was dipped right there from that tendon specifically. So that is just a little about your muscles, especially skeletal muscles. We're going to get into some of the other muscles in your body, and we're going to continue with different organs throughout the whole human body. So let's see if I can have a good picture to end on that we're going to get into a little bit more for the next couple of days. Here we go. So we've got our skeletal muscles here. All over your body. And then here's a good picture of the pair of muscles. Okay, here's your tricep muscles relaxing when the bicep muscle contracts. So if you're coming in, I think I was pointing to the wrong one, sorry. Your tricep is down here. It relaxes if this is contracting. And then if this tricep muscle is contracting, when you straighten and extend it, the bicep muscle relaxes. So I encourage you to try that on your own. Yeah, so that's just a little introduction to the muscular system, which we're going to get into even more over the next couple of days. That is all for now. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.